Hey Tech Packers, today we're going to talk about why you should never buy a new Apple device again. Yep, you heard me right. Apple's marketing is all about making us believe we need the newest release every year. But guess what? You don't have to. And I'll share a little trick later on for those of you who still crave the newest Apple products without breaking the bank. Stick around for that, but for now, let's dive in. Apple is a marketing genius. Every year they roll out a slick presentation showing off the latest iPhone, iPad, or MacBook, convincing us that these incremental upgrades are essential. The reality is, for most of us, these new features aren't going to drastically change our daily lives. Do we really need that slightly better camera or a few more pixels on your screen? Probably not. So let's talk about some smart strategies to get the most out of your Apple devices without always chasing the latest release. So the first thing we need to discuss is the Apple release schedule. Knowing this can save you a ton of money. Apple is pretty consistent in how they release their new products. iPhones are typically announced in September, iPads in March or October, and MacBooks around June or October. If you know this schedule, you can time your purchases more effectively. Let's say it's August and you're thinking about buying a new iPhone. Just wait a month. The current model will drop in price as soon as the new one is announced. Plus, you'll get to see if the new features are worth it. Often, the previous generation is still fantastic and a good deal cheaper. If you really want the latest Apple product, wait a few months after the release. Often you can find barely used devices on secondary markets like eBay, Swapper, or even from friends and family who always upgrade. These can be significantly cheaper than buying new. Okay, once you know the release schedule and you've got a good idea when you want to time your purchase, let's talk about other sources other than just buying from Apple. Now, there are a ton of providers selling refurbished older Apple products. That's always a choice, and I'll come back to something related to that in a second. But secondhand providers like Craigslist or whatever works in your area of the world is a great option too for picking up slightly older devices, maybe a year or two old. I've picked up several devices this way. Here are some tips to bear in mind. First, bear in mind how long your device will continue to be supported with operating system and security updates. Apple usually supports devices for a good 5 to 6 years after the original release date for the device, often longer, and that's some of the best support you'll get in the industry. So yes, figure out where in the product life cycle your device is before you take the plunge and decide to buy it. I did exactly this when deciding to buy my secondhand iPad mini 6, and I love it. Next, let's talk about battery health. One of the main reasons people feel the need to upgrade is because their current device isn't holding a charge like it used to. But instead of buying a new device, you can simply check and replace the battery. Here's an example. On your iPhone, go to Settings, then Battery, and finally Battery Health. If your maximum capacity is below 80%, it's time for a new battery. Apple can replace it for a fraction of the cost of a new phone, and your device will feel like new again. If you get your battery replaced by Apple or an authorized service provider, you'll get a high quality battery that can really boost your device's lifespan. For those of us who don't need the newest tech but still want reliable performance, this is a game changer. And this works for a secondhand device too. You might buy a device that still has plenty of life left in terms of its update lifespan from Apple, but its battery might be a little depleted. Replace the battery and you've got a completely rejuvenated device. Now balance up the costs to make sure you're not overpaying in total, and this could be a total win for you. Now here's a goldmine tip that most people overlook. The Apple certified refurbished store. That's a tongue twister. You can get nearly new devices at a discount with the same warranty as a new product. Now, Apple's refurbished products are thoroughly tested and certified. You get a new battery, a new outer shell, and a 1-year warranty with them. And you can add Apple Care for more peace of mind. You can hardly tell the difference between these products and brand new ones. And I've just bought a 2024 M3 MacBook Air at 20% off the full retail price using exactly this trick. Let me know in the comments if you have any other tips for getting the best deals on tech. And remember, you don't always need the latest device to stay ahead. Check out this video next, and I'll see you there.